So we've set up quite a few businesses. My most recent business, Melbourne Video Production. Every time we set up a business, I get smarter and smarter. And I take all of the learnings that I've got from all of the other businesses and then I apply it into this one. And this probably is one of the first businesses that I've been involved in that works largely without me, because it was built off that systems methodology and that systems mindset. With the SEO business, I still get pulled into it and I get on tools because it's a constantly changing industry and I'm kind of the face of the company. Whereas for Melbourne Video Production, processes and procedures, we've got that nailed. So I want to talk now, hopefully that gets you a little bit excited about systems. I can see a few of you, particularly, there's one or two sitting on the edge of your seat, I can tell. It's exciting stuff. It is very exciting stuff. I want to actually talk now about how you can take some of these concepts and how do we actually implement it in your business. I think there are two main components. There's a project management and then there's also documentation. And some people try to get the two together, and it's not so much about what tool you use. It doesn't really matter what tool you use, as long as you have something in place for each of these two core components. We use Asana, which is just our project management tool. We used to use Basecamp. I know Mike and Steve swear by Podio, and there's all these other different tools out, and Charles swears by Podio as well. There's lots. It doesn't really matter what project management tool you've got, as long as you've got something in place. And then the second component is the documentation side of things, and they serve different functions. The project management is about managing and getting the task done. The documentation side of things is about where your standard operating procedures are stored and how they can be shared freely and improved among your team. So initially we used Dropbox. I mean, that can be a great place to start, store it all centrally located, and that's where we got started as well. This is kind of like a snapshot, I suppose, opening the kimono, showing you what it looks like behind the scenes. This is inside our Asana. On the left-hand side there is all of the products and services in our business, and these are like master templates. So we have all of the products and services that we sell there. Anytime we make a sale, one of the team will go ahead and duplicate one of these tasks. And on the right-hand side, which is what you can see just over here, these are the steps involved in getting that project completed. And it doesn't go into painstaking detail exactly how it's done, but rather the steps that are involved in getting it done. So that way it can be assigned to a team member, you can set a due date on it, and you can have a bit of a water flow effect as well, where one team member does the task, and then part of them finishing that task is then to assign the next task onto the next person. And that's how it sort of starts to happen a little bit more hands-off from you. And then up the top there, that's in these master projects, that's where we link across to our documentation. So we use a system called System Hub, which I'll tell you a little bit more about, but whether that's Dropbox or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But within those projects, that way the team member, when you've got a new team member coming on board, they know where to go to get further information. If they've got questions, then they can ask team members. So that's kind of how it looks like, and we've done this for all aspects in our business. It's not just about the services that we sell, but also hiring staff, as Troy talked about, things like staff onboarding as well. You want to try and document all of the processes and procedures inside your business. Then we've got the documentation side of things. Now the documentation, we used to use Dropbox. So this is what Dropbox looks like. You'll notice on the left-hand side directories that link back to those products and services that we sell. And those directories there, on the right-hand side, you can actually see what's in them. There's the video process, there's different email templates, supporting documents, all that sort of stuff. And this is the type of thing now that a team member, when they're new, or if they've been with us for a while, just like a pilot has his checklist of what needs to be done, everything's outlaid in here, and the team member can come in. If they're not quite sure, they'll drill down and then they'll get very specific steps on how they can complete a particular task. Now, we've been working at this for quite some time, and when you do get this does become the business utopia, particularly for a startup entrepreneur, the person who is doing everything within the business. Because, once you start to document this, it's very easy to start plugging other team members in behind you. And this is the way that you build a profitable business that works without you, and that should be your goal as a business owner.